Hello, this is Jim with We Develop Electrical Products. Today we're going to be talking about our fourth project in the Arduino Uno. This is tailored for the absolute beginner of the Arduino. And today we're going to be measuring a voltage using an analog input on the Arduino. We're going to be measuring that voltage from a potentiometer. Now, if you haven't joined in on the first three videos, I'll have links to those videos down in the description. It'll show you how to download the software you're going to need, where to buy the breadboard, the Arduino, the potentiometer, and all the components we're going to need for this. So you can go back and review those three videos and get all the components for it. So we'll use our potentiometer that came in our fun kit, and we're going to connect a 5-volt line from our Arduino to the top pin of the potentiometer, and then a ground from the power of the Arduino to the lower pin. Doesn't make any difference. These two could be reversed. Doesn't make any difference. And then we're going to run a wire from the analog input A0 to the center pin of the potentiometer. So as we turn this potentiometer shaft, it's going to be varying the resistance between these two pins and varying the resistance between these two pins, and the voltage is going to change at the output of the center pin here. And we're going to measure that voltage through A0 and print out a voltage representation on our display. And the display comes with the Arduino Uno, or the Arduino software. So we've got it hooked up now, the way our wiring diagram shows. This is the potentiometer that came with your fun kit, little blue one. And we've got it all connected up, and it's plugged in to our computer. So it's powered up, and we're ready to program this Arduino. So to program, what we're going to do is we're going to use a sketch that's already been developed by the folks at Arduino. And we just go to examples from the file menu. Go file, examples, built-ins, basic, and we're going to use the one that says analog read serial. And it opens up, and like we programmed before, what we do, anything in between these hash marks is all comments. It's not something that the machine is going to execute. Anything between these two backslashes is also a comment, and they're not going to be executed. So basically what this is doing, software is doing, is it's coming down. We got a setup here, and it's used serial.begin 9600. That's setting a baud rate that we're going to print out to the display of the Arduino software here. That's the speed at which we're going to be communicating with the computer and everything else in order to print out our values of voltage, or representation of the voltage, at that A0 pin on our Arduino. So once we set up the baud rate using the serial.begin command, then we drop down into the loop, and this loop we're setting up an integer variable, and we're calling that integer variable sensor value. And that's going to be, we're going to set that equal to an analog read of the A0 pin. So we're going to do an analog read of A0, and we're going to come back with a value, and that value that's in sensor value now is we're going to do a serial.print ln. It's going to do a serial.print of the sensor value, whatever we read from A0. It's going to print that out to our display on the Arduino software here, and it's going to drop down. It's going to delay for 1 millisecond for stability reasons, and it's going to go back up and do another analog read, and then go back down and print out that line one more time. So Now we have to program our Arduino. We do that the same way we do all the time. We just go up here to the arrow where it says upload and click on that. Down here below it says compiling sketch. And then after it compiles the sketch, it's uploading and it's done uploading. And we have no errors down here in the black. So we did fine. So now we want to see what's happening, what's being read from that A0 line that we've got connected up. So you go to Tools, and you have a couple options here. We've got a serial monitor and a serial plotter. We're going to look at the serial monitor first. Click on that. Comes up, and here it's printing out numbers. That's the representation, or that's the value that's being read from A0, which is a representation of the voltage that it's reading. And so you just get a number printed out line by line every millisecond. Like we said down here, it's delaying a millisecond, and it's printing out another line. And so that's what it looks like with the display. And then you close out of the display. You can't do this next thing with the display open. You have to have the display closed. You can go to Tools again. And now we've got a plotter. So we can hit the serial plotter. And that plotter is going to give us a plot representation of that. And this is what it looks like plotting out. Little errors here and there, so you get a little noise, little spikes. But that's basically what it looks like printing out. Okay, so this is the monitor now. And if I turn the shaft on the potentiometer, you can see those values changing. They're increasing. Turn it the opposite direction, they're decreasing. So we are getting a representation of the voltage at that. If we did some math on it, we could actually get that to read out in voltage. Now if I close out of the monitor and go to Tools and Plotter, what we see now is just a plot representation of that. So if I put the screwdriver back in the potentiometer again and turn it, now you can see we're plotting out those values. And it's kind of like a little oscilloscope. We're just plotting out the values as it gets going. So that's our fourth project. We learned how to do a analog read from an analog pin, and how to do a serial print, and how to set up the baud rate for printing out the communications to our display. So if you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to this video so you can get more videos as I make them, and hit the bell button next to the subscribe, and you'll be notified when I do send out more videos. So enjoy your fun with the Arduino and enjoy learning more.